All
What are we
right.
doing for the brief Aposticha?
No. Turn 4. The slow. We're just finishing up the slow, and then we'll go to Plagal 1. What we might do first is just read through the Psalm 22 the entire way, and then that way just to kind of keep that going.
Fresh.
Yeah, and then we'll finish out the Plagal 4. I think we got all the way. I think we got all the way through essentially, except to the last glory, if I recall. So we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Okay, so John, do you have Psalm 22 up?
I'm looking at the Slow Tone.
Okay. Yep.
That's what you want.
I know I have it.
Yeah.
I do have it.
Further.
We'll
Right.
start,
Your left hand. Your left
I
hand.
didn't-
Oh, your right hand.
Right.
Where your right hand is. Yep.
Oh.
Keep going. After
This
that.
is still Slow Tone. I know I have to
Okay.
put these in
One more
binder.
page. Oh, no. Just one more page. There you are.
Is it?
Yep.
Aposticha Theotokion.
Yep. And
Ready?
fourth mode.
Incline unto.
Should be.
Is that what? Oh, I thought you were doing.
I did too.
Psalm
What are we doing?
22.
Incline to the entreaty.
Oh, I thought you said Psalm 22.
Oh, yes, I did, but I said we'll be there in a second.
Oh. That further
Oh, I thought you were
down.
looking for the
No, I
slow.
can't find Psalm 22.
Can't find that one either.
Oh.
Bless everybody. Everyone okay?
Mm-hmm.
Usually I wouldn't have thought that if I was like
He's the
You're
on
in
site,
Burger
but
Rock, right?
I was
Yeah.
actually, I guess I was actually closer than you were. I only met about a mile. and a half
Yeah.
from
We were still locked down, but
Yeah.
yeah.
him. He didn't even make it into work.
Yeah, that so me locked down meant I was in my house.
You
all
didn't get there
day.
in time to get locked in.
Yeah.
Got locked out.
It's a good thing to sleep in.
Betty Slanted brother-in-law worked there. He was in lockdown all day.
Wow.
So we were reading his messages.
Mm.
So one of us was there, one of the greater parish,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah, we're terrible.
Yeah.
So I hope it's all stopped then,
Yeah.
as far as I know. All right. You have a good
Good night.
Alright, Psalm 22.
Oh, we're on
You still
something.
haven't found it. Okay, here.
No, I thought we were doing the Apostle.
We're doing both, but we're gonna do this one first.
Oh, why did you find it?
Oh.
Was it from, no, I had it, you had it.
That'll be the next assignment is to get a binder.
Well, I had a binder for each of them, but I didn't get one for this one, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I can.
Or we could just read off.
Let's read all this one.
I'll read off on my screen and you can read
By the
off.
time you find it, we could have slung through it.
Yep.
I don't wanna.
Let's see.
Yeah, check that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. The 1, 2, 1. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Hallelujah. In a place of green pasture, there hath he made me to dwell beside the water of rest. Hath he nurtured me. Hallelujah. He hath converted my soul. He hath led me on the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Hallelujah. For though I should walk in the midst of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Alleluia. Thy rod and thy staff, they have comforted me. Alleluia. Thou hast prepared a table for me in the presence of them that afflict me.
Sorry, I didn't get.
I know,
I missed the hard chromatic.
I
Yeah.
dropped out because I was looking.
Yeah.
Can we take it from the top of 6 again?
Sure. John, you got us to.
No, I don't.
What are you looking for?
I was still looking for it because it bothered
It's
me.
right here.
We
Don't
can just-
worry about
I know.
yours.
Maybe you can just read it off
But
of.
I don't want to lose it.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
you.
this was it.
It's somewhere there.
That's yours.
No, it's just mine. Yeah.
It's somewhere there. Okay, so.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I think.
Thou hast prepared a table for me in the presence of them that afflict me. Alleluia. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, and thy cup which filleth me. How excellent it is. Alleluia. And thy mercy shall pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord unto length of days. Alleluia.
Cool.
Oh,
Any
that.
thoughts? That was an A that we ended on. Da, da, da. We could have brought it higher. I'm not sure we dropped down at all.
Maybe.
How was that?
Yeah.
I was trying to.
We've done it better, but.
Yeah. And I think that's probably the speed that we would do it at. But the one thing, the anointed my head with oil sounded good. Another thing is the Thou hast anointed my head with oil. We're all together there.
Yeah,
That was nice.
No, because we're expecting it.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
we sing that too strong. We should belt it out. Oh, I know.
Oh.
Was that I
Yeah.
suppose you could,
It's all full voice type thing.
since it was high enough.
Yeah. I mean, if we start doing, we'll have to pick it up and pitch and figure out different things later on. But, alright, so that's that. Aposticha Theotokion,
Okay.
the fourth mode. Got it, John?
Yes, this one.
Yep.
You mean, yes, this one.
Yep.
I don't know what happened to the sound. Because I had it last week.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
You can try to read it, or what are we gonna do?
Look at it for a second.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on, at least for the Plagal 1, we'll do mostly Paralegi.
Okay.
So maybe we'll just read this one, and then do the Paralegi for the
Alright.
Plagal 1. Because then we have new formulas that we have to get used to and things like that.
Okay.
Here it is, I put it right up in front.
Oh. That's pretty good.
Should this belongs before the Aposticha, you think?
I wouldn't put it in the midst of a tone 4 thing. I would keep it separate. Because we're just going to sing it randomly.
At the end of the fourth.
I'll make a note for next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So, 1, 2, 3, 3 lines down on of, that the Zigor sign.
Yep.
And then you're back into the diatonic there with that little, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that. Yeah.
Looks like a zeta almost,
Like
except
C.
there's like too many things.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
a summation sign with an extra.
If it were Greek, it would C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here it says it's leading to, the vu, like diatonic.
Mm-hmm.
Vu.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. I like the lingo. Zigos and Daita. Sounded good. Yeah, and besides that, I think that's pretty much it. We got on the Zo one time.
And then, that's pretty much it.
And then at the end, we have a D Gorgon
Yes.
triplet.
Oh, yeah, right.
But that's all, okay.
And that's when we go up, we go up higher there. Or besides that. And just there's a few sharps on Pa, just to be aware of.
Right, yeah, I see those, yeah.
Okay. Let's read it with the words.
Okay.
Incline to the entreaty of thy suppliants, O blameless one, make to cease the uprising of afflictions that come upon us. Do you want to go back or?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
Alright. Make to cease. Second line.
Yeah.
That's our Pa. Make to cease the uprising of afflictions that come upon us, and deliver us from all malice. Well, let's just finish it
You
out.
can just stop right there.
Um,
Definitely want to go back and hit that.
do you want to finish it out or just start there?
Let's try to go through that again. Slowly.
Okay, where's the pa?
Pa.
Wait,
Pa.
Rejoice,
Rejoice, O Lady, thou.
Oh,
that's what I was doing wrong.
I think that's we weren't singing. You went.
Legal Roll makes me want to go up.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rejoice,
Alright.
O
No, I don't want to look at that anyway.
And yeah, for John,
Rejoice, O lady.
so,
Is that going too high? I thought.
Rejoice, O lady.
That's why I was thinking rejoice, O lay, and you went lay. I took it too low. I don't know why, because I'm not.
Rejoice. Wait. Where were we?
Wow. Pa.
Rejoice,
What was our pa? Rejoice, O lay. So that's the. Does that make sense? Or?
Yeah, I don't know why. Rejoice, O lay. I was making it flat. I don't know why. There's no zo in there. Was there a zo? No.
Well, there's the zo.
That's probably why. That's why I was flattening the zo.
Yeah, you were.
Well, I was. That's a habit.
Don't do it.
Well, you do it. It's a good habit going down.
Going down, yeah.
I know. Okay, well, okay, that was my
Rejoice,
fault.
O lady, thou above all, thou joy and shelter and salvation of our souls.
It's rough, the last part.
Yeah, so.
From rejoice on, but I think I got
And so. Wait, where are we here? Thou joy and shelter and salvation of our souls.
Yeah.
I should.
Of our souls.
You're right.
No.
Souls.
Of our souls.
A little tricky.
Yeah.
Especially that one phrase, rejoice, O lady.
Yep.
Help of all.
And then before, on the first page, there's, third line. Of afflictions that come upon us. That was a little, we weren't together there.
No.
And then on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line, for thee alone do we have as a secure.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same
Yeah.
pa.
The power do we have as a. And then there's one other. Oh, yeah, I remember. Second page. Second line. So, treaty of those who fail That's kind of, it's a
Ooh,
weird.
that is kind of weird.
Oh, faithful of the cry. Yeah. So that's kind of weird.
Alright, because it's E-song. Yeah, for some reason I just want to keep on going up.
Yeah. Faithfully cry.
I did do that.
And that's where
I definitely did do that.
I normally flutter into that E-song just
Yeah.
because of that. That's just what I would do.
Oh yeah, otherwise it's just
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Should we move on or sing it one more time?
Let's try it one more time.
And we'll do it a tempo. That's
Yeah. Okay. Maybe a little more a tempo.
Okay.
A tempo-ish.
Yeah, a tempo-ish. Agia, incline to the entreaty of thy suppliants, O all blameless one, make to cease the uprising of afflictions that come upon us, and deliver us from all manner of grief. For thee alone do we have as a secure and sure anchor, and we have thy protection. Let us not be put to shame, O Lady, as we call upon thee. Hasten at the entreaty of those who faithfully cry to thee. Rejoice, O Lady, thou help of all, thou joy and shelter and salvation of our souls. All right, let's go back one more thing. Oh, that's knee flat. You rejoice, O Lady.
Okay.
Let's do faithfully right before that, just to get into it.
Faithfully?
Yep. Faithfully cry to thee. Rejoice, O Lady, thou help of all. One more time.
Yeah.
Okay. Rejoice, O Lady, thou help of all. That was it. Right. And that's where it's a question of, do we have enough breath or do we breathe in, thou help of all? Kind of go out of tempo ever so slightly there.
Yeah.
It kind of depends how we're feeling. So let's do it one more time.
That phrase?
Yep.
Yeah.
Rejoice, O Lady, thou help of all, thou joy and shelter and salvation of our souls. I felt a little lonely there at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
No, because we fell off. I fell off. So it's good.
Yeah, so-
You have to hold it longer than I did. I don't know.
Of our 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2, 3. I wasn't counting there, right?
No. 2, 3.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Because it goes out a meter there
Right.
for the 3. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Again?
Yes, I know. That's I didn't hold it.
All right.
I ran out of breath. Jeez.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
All right. So moving on, now we're going to go into a new genre, the
So
Plagal.
we're done. That's 4.
Plagal 1. So we're done 4. Plagal 1 has some interesting things. It does have a lot of enharmonicity, enharmonic character to it. But in general, it's pretty much diatonic. Let me just say a few words on it, and then we'll get going. Alright. So, Plagal 1. The slow Plagal 1. Is diatonic mostly, but it does use our little symbol, this guy,
Right.
which is our kind of enharmonicity there, I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
because that tells us that we're going to have that zo flat,
Right.
and it's going to stay there. Enharmonicity. to coin a phrase. And so, Plagal 1, because it's somehow related to tone 1, what ends up happening is, if we go in the previous scale, what tone 1, the original way was ke and then di, so 1, 2, and then ga, it was 3, and then 4 is mu, and then if we keep going down, Plagal of 1 is pa. So in the ancient scheme, it was ke di ga vu, and ke di ga vu pa, and so pa was where Plagal 1 started from. And so I should make this maybe a V. And so Plagal 1 keeps up with that. It starts on pa, and then it goes in a few different places. Normally the major place that it goes is ke. It goes from ane, start pa, and it goes up to ke, and then it depends. It can oscillate around ke and kind of just stay here, and go ke zoni zo ke, and that's where we kind of get up into a different area of the scale, and either that or from there, very often it goes to di. Ke zoni zo ke zo ke di di, and then it goes di ke di ga vu pa pa, and it always
Ends on pa.
ends on pa in those kinds of phrases. At the end of a hymn, I believe, let me look, let's look at my chart and just make sure, but, and also just look at these hymns. What ends up happening is that instead of ending on pa, they end on so this is kind of your intermediary notes. So this is your beginning. These are your, incomplete endings. Incomplete. And then this is your, so these are your, I forgot what the term I used for that before. But these are your tentative endings, like where you could end a phrase.
Mm-hmm.
And so then these are your incomplete sentences. This is where you could end a phrase. And then the final ending to this, final, is actually on D. Is on D. And so that doesn't really make any sense in the context of things. But this is the one thing, like, zo ke di ga zi. That's for the end. Or kezo ke vi ga vu pa di, but they always end on D. And then the verse again goes pa di ke di ga di kezo ke, or they could do ke di ga di ga vu pa on pa. So the one thing, if you listen to Christ is Risen, this also is in like the same type of modality, the long version of Christ is Risen. So at the end of Christ is Risen, and upon those in the tombs, and on those in the tombs, bestowing life. That's where it ends. It doesn't go life. That's not like
Where did we get that line? Because a lot of people sing it that way.
Because, well, if you look at it.
Is that the final or something?
No. That's never. That's never.
I hear choir sing always with that.
It's a never. That's a Western thing, and
okay.
as far as I know, because if you go bestowing life, that doesn't sound final. It doesn't, because it doesn't resolve to anything. It ends on a perfect fourth, which doesn't. Perfect fourths, they're fine. We like perfect fourths, but they're not. There's not a finality to it. A perfect fifth is fine, and unison is fine. So, what you do find is that the final ending of Christ is Risen is bestowing life.
That I've heard, yeah. You're right. It's only the
so that's final. Everyone would be fine with that, but we never do that in the parish.
I think it's only the choirs that sing out the die.
Yeah.
But I've heard it. That even the Greek choirs.
Yeah.
I don't think the psalms. No.
And so just as a side note, we had a priest in Pittsburgh who was well acquainted with chanting and knew these things, and he was giving a lecture as part of like a workshop that I formed, and he was like just for note, never end on ke for Christ is Risen. He was like, don't do it. And he proposed a theological reason, if I recall from the lecture. Maybe this is me, maybe this is him, I'm not sure. But if you think about it, like Christ is risen, there's not a finality to it. This is an everlasting thing. It's not like, okay, he's risen and then that's it. It's he's risen and he's risen for the rest of eternity, and we participate in that resurrection. So if you end on thee, there's this incompleteness because we fulfill what is lacking in the sufferings of Christ. We fulfill the completeness of the resurrection. So there's this ongoing, there's this completeness. It isn't finished yet.
Yeah.
Theological.
That's like talk rationalization. But,
I think the practical reason is because the choir sing it so many times in Easter, there's got to be finality to it in order for the service to move on.
I think probably just like
Western
ears.
I mean, well, Western ears too. But
once you decide to do polyphony,
I know.
Yeah.
But the choir, the priest sing it, the choir, the congregation, everyone sings it, and somebody's got to end it so you can move on with the service. And I think that's probably. I hate to put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Practical reason for ending on cat, but I don't know.
You do all kinds of things once you're doing it in four-part harmony.
Yeah, I still don't like whenever it ends on that. It's almost like a Picardy third in Western music when like everything is minor for like 20 minutes.
Results of the major.
Yeah, and you resolve it, and I'm like, why did we need to do it? I'm like, just because somebody did in the past doesn't mean that we always have to do it. And sure, Bach did it from time to time, and and things like that. But it doesn't mean we always have to do it or have to adopt it for everything. Let me just go to my tone chart here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. So Stuckabarric melody begins with pa with imperfect endings on the and ke. That's the word. And tentative endings on pa and final endings on pa. It says final endings on pa here, which is not always the case, as it is oftentimes on b. And I believe most of these hymns are all on B. So, I'll have to ask
So
about
the short forms of these are like ending on K or something?
Yeah. Yeah, the short form is
Because
on
we did like, you and I did like tone 5 one time.
And we just went straight through it, or?
Well, no, but it threw me off because like I didn't realize I guess there were like that happened, and there were like actually 2 sets of song versions, one for the.
Yeah.
So I picked the slow version. You said, oh, that's a slow version. I'm like, what the hell? I thought just one, but
no,
it turns out there's 2.
No, there's 2, which is funny when if you look at any of the glory and any glory for a saint, it would always be the slow version. So a lot of times because people remember like, blessed are you, O Lord, teach me your precepts. That's tone 5 to people. So they sing, they sing a very fast glory.
Right.
And it's like, no, this other one is the version for the glory. The glory to the Father, all down the pa. And they're, in fact, if you've ever heard, most parishes don't do it, as far as I know. There is a slow version of Logitaria, the Blessed are you, O Lord, teach me your statutes.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
When you did.
So instead of that, it's like, blessed are you, O Lord, teach me thy statutes, and always ends on K, and then but it's very slow. And the one thing I noticed from that, the one reason why it is good is that if your parish is doing matins on a regular basis, which we are not, but if they're doing it on a regular basis, you get so used to the Oblogitaria that I can do them in my sleep. I can do them eyes closed, no words, nothing. Yeah. There's no problem, but I stop paying attention to the words. And when you do the slow one, then you have time to ponder, and you don't know because you don't do it very often. Right. And then when I did hear them done slow, I was like, whoa! I was like, these are the words. I was like, I never even thought about it before. So you actually, because you know the words by memory, you don't actually have to pay attention, but you can now contemplate what the words mean. So there's a reason for certain things, and that's mostly you only do that on Holy Friday evening for Holy Saturday for the resurrectional matins on Friday evening. All right, shall we sing some things? All right. So, any questions on that? The pa, the K, and then I'll have to ask. I'm pretty sure it's always is that ending, but my little chart from a chanter friend of mine says pa. I will have to ask him why did he write pa. But okay. Lord, I have cried, and the apikama, the intonation is ane nigavo papa, which sometimes people might just go anane because starting on ni is a hard thing sometimes.
So ane. Oh, anes, right.
Anes.
Or ananes.
Anes. Sometimes people will do the other one.
Right, and the other one is just anan.
Yeah, anan. Yeah, but that's not right. Oh, I'm not gonna say it's not right. It's not like the more traditional one, as far as I've heard and as far as I've seen in the little charts, and as we heard John Michael Boyer do with the Psalm 22 is ane, or whatever it is. I'll have to learn how to do some things, some fancy things. Okay. Paralegi.
Okay.
Back to it. Vigavo papa vike kezoke viga vike zoke viga gavo gavi gavi gavo bavu papa nizoke pa nizoke zoke ke.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
So we went from pa to ni.
Pa
That's right, because that's a 7.
Yep.
I forgot about that little.
What is the signature on the K? The knee?
I'll let you guys tell me.
I'm looking for it.
And meanwhile, while you
Well,
guys
that
look
is
for that,
going back to diatonic on mi prime or whatever that is, high mi.
high knee. Yep.
Oh.
So that's diatonic
So I
on
mean
high
that's
knee.
that's why it threw me off that.
Oh,
I'm not used to
that's
seeing
going
that.
back to diatonic.
Yeah,
I
because
forgot where we left it.
Oh yeah.
Where did we leave it?
I don't know if we did we leave it.
Did we leave it really?
I
Why are you
guess we
going
didn't
back
really.
to
It's
what
just
we
that
did
there's just
leave?
that flat zo.
Yeah, I think
That's
it
just a reminder.
it might
thing,
just be a
right?
reminder symbol.
So the flat zo was supposed to.
But that didn't really change anything. Just made zo flat.
No, but we didn't leave diatonic.
No, that's what he's saying. Just like every now and again, I guess just to remind you that.
So-
Hey, man.
Oh, to remind you that we're still on.
No.
And
I
just
don't
to
know
let you
if
know,
this
because I thought this was the case, there is a gorgon missing.
No, yeah, where?
Lord, I have cried.
Oh, okay, on the second.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
That's not a thing.
You kind of want the.
Yeah, cried unto thee.
Yeah.
So I just went to the Western music one.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, to see,
Did you hear
because
it? Four
yeah,
notes?
on there normally he doesn't make mistakes on that one because you can play it back and hear it.
Uh-huh.
On these sometimes he does have mistakes.
So is that he's got it written in Western notation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I thought, I mean, all the other versions I've heard and all the Greek versions and everything, there's like na.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so I'm not sure why exactly that high knee is there. Doesn't really change anything that we're doing, so. But that's where Lord, I have cried unto thee. So we kind of go into it, almost a fast tone 5 thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're way up there now.
And then we'll see some cool things with the psalm verses, and those are kind of neat. So continuing on. So
Okay.
what happens on Hearken here? We go to Zo.
Zo. It's another flat.
Yeah, that's our flat, but that's our enharmonic guy, which tells us that we're gonna be flat for the rest of eternity until we see something
Right.
else.
Flat for just zo or flat?
No,
for-
well,
Flat for zo.
all the zos are flat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Like
just.
a-
I mean all
Yeah.
zos, but nothing else.
Instead of an accidental, it's like a key signature.
Yeah, exactly.
On-
Yeah, we changed.
yeah.
Yeah, and so everything there, it changed that interval instead of being what is it, 12-10, it should be now 12-6. So. Okay, so right there at Hearken. Zoke zoni zoke thee. Viga vike vike zoke. Ke zoke viga vike viga vuga vivi. Kevi gagadi gavu pavu papa kezoni pani zoke 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 vike Let me check one more time because I think he forgot a scale change symbol.
Where?
So right at the end when it goes up to ke. When I cry unto thee, it should change there, and he's got a natural sign here, so yeah, we should go out right on when probably. Either on that pa there we could put the diatonic symbol, or on the ke on when we could put a diatonic symbol. So whichever one you prefer to do it on.
The diatonic symbol on the ca there for when?
Yeah. You might put it on
So
there,
the
just the
diatonic
upside down lollipop.
With the lollipop.
Or you could put it on the pa, martiria, there, the regular lollipop.
Wait, well, on the when, right?
Yeah, or right before you said.
Yeah.
Just I mean, yeah, you're
somewhere there. Because otherwise it'd be when I cry unto thee, which doesn't really sound right. And if you have a K there as an Isan, it doesn't make any sense. So, does that make sense, John?
Yes, no,
Yeah.
I get it.
So right on that when.
I just have to get the sound right.
So that allows us to open that zo up. All right. Let's let's do the Nipavu and on Let My Prayer,
okay.
And then we'll sing both of them together.
All right.
So this is from D. So we go down to Pa.
Okay, so here you've got the enharmonic sign on the first line.
Yep.
And as far as I can tell, nothing changes. But then again, you've got the enharmonic sign on up on the second line.
Yeah, that's probably not necessary.
Okay.
The lifting.
But it ends up
of.
So
Let me
same thing.
Let me look real quick. I'm wondering. Oh wait, that's not what I want. Let's see, Anastasia Metarian for E1. Let me look at a different one. And I'm wondering if he's just copying and whether there's like sometimes there's mistakes in the previous books, and he might just be copying what they kind of did when he was writing his own music, and I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking at the Greek version here, and lots of pages. Okay. Okay, so there's one. Oh no, what happened? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so what they did, which Papa Friend may have forgotten, on the high knee, where it goes up 7. See where that is? The lift.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. In the Greek, it just goes straight up to the.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. The lifting. They have on lift. They have the symbol for knee diatonic. And so we would probably put on ke. We'd put a diatonic symbol.
Oh, okay.
So then it would be, instead of the lifting, it should be the lifting up of.
That's a little subtle, okay.
Yeah. So that's what they have.
Oh, so you have to.
And then I think the rest of it's fine. Let me see real quick with the Greek. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So these are just little mistakes, which sometimes like, if you email him and you correct him, then it's kind of like, he'll be like, oh, thank you, that's wonderful, and then it never actually gets put up online because it's so finalized and he's got other things to do that it's just a simple correction. There's bigger fish to fry. So.
You should have sent a monk to like just be the clearinghouse for all those little things, little errata.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Let's go. And I think on the Harkin on the previous page, I think that flat on the first page, on the second line, that flat. I think in the Greek it might have been as one of the enharmonic symbols, and that's why we end up on the third line having that other symbol coming back.
Oh, okay.
So all these little, it's kind of like there should be something there, but it's a matter of what was put there. So I'll have to correct all these in my own little book. I think I have some of them corrected, but okay. So can use okay. From the second line of Let My Prayer. Wait, did we actually start it?
No, we haven't.
No, we didn't. Okay. Okay. So. Pa vi ke zo zo going up.
Knee, right?
Li ni zoke vi ke zoke vi ga vi ke ga ke zoke vi ga it's kind of an inclination, you know.
Yeah.
Also, when they say sometimes their voice wavers when they do the V at the end.
Yeah, the. Yep.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they're supposed to.
Okay. So that's that. Let's sing it through, I guess. And
from where? From Let My Prayer?
The top, yeah.
From the top. Lord, I cried.
Oh, it's way up here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go from the beginning. Ane, Lord, I have cried unto thee, hearken unto me. Hearken unto me, O Lord. Lord, I have cried unto thee. Hearken unto me. Attend to the voice of my supplication. When I cry unto thee, hearken unto me, O Lord. Let my prayer be set forth as incense before thee. The lifting above my hands as an evening sacrifice. Hearken unto me, O Lord. Let's do the lifting up of my hands.
Yeah, lifting up, that fell apart there.
And just to let you know, my hands,
Right.
1, 2, and 3, and
Yeah.
so. And sometimes people might go even faster. My hands, just because.
Like a grace note.
Yeah. And just before we actually keep going, sometimes people go unto me, O Lord, right at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Me, as opposed to me.
Oh, okay, I see.
You know, just jump above it. Me, oh Lord.
People like what, you?
I don't know if I'll do it. I'll try and stick to the music. People like, if you listen to people, they will do that.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be a monk, whether it be a chanter at a, that knows what he's doing, just to interpret the music. Me. Yeah. The lifting up of my hands.
Yeah.
The lifting up of my hands as an evening sacrifice. Hearken unto me, O Lord. Sorry, that was me at the end. I wanted to do something else. So.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it. We're right on time.
Just in time. In 2 weeks when we do Plagal 1.
Plagal 1?
Do the slow.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like a disease, I know.
Plagal.
You want to say tone 5.
Yeah.
You just gotta remember every 2 weeks it's Byzantine Vespers.
Yeah, it's Byzantine night. Yeah.
Byzantine
No,
night.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
You got any church?
Oh yeah, we got a
It's
shout out.
funny,
We got a
the
shout
only
out.
church, think of it.
Yeah.
That I think in the area that does the Byzantine Vespers.
I think we might
Some
be.
will do it. Okay, Peter and Paul does the Byzantine, of course, Catholic. The Greek churches do the Orthros.
Yeah.
I don't know of any that do the Vespers.
Seriously, right? Ooh,
I think you're the only church.
We'll have
you're
to.
unique.
Maybe I'll get some Mr. George Theodorides, the head chanter
Oh,
at
you
Etsy.
mean come and
Maybe
join
I'll get.
us?
Maybe I'll ask him. It's
Well,
like,
I
you want to
think
join
you-
us for?
Oh,
Then we don't have to take, except you take a seat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
I
think I would
don't
like sit down during that one.
And by